So we have a joint venture, if you will, North Carolina Interfaith Power Light and Krull Company called ReVest. And just a brief description is that it is helping congregations and both endowments and individuals to divest from fossil fuels and other non-sustainable kind of investments and reinvest those monies into more sustainable investments. So we're really excited to be teaming up with you on that. Tell us a little bit about why you chose us and why you got involved with this.
Thank you. This, to me, is one of the most exciting ventures that we have launched in my tenure of being director of the program, and the timing could not be better. As congregations are becoming more and more aware of their own engagement and involvement in the process, and as national leadership among denominations have pledged to divest. At the very large level, what does that mean for local congregations? So in North Carolina, right away, got the call. Oh my goodness gracious! The presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church has pledged for the Episcopal Church nationally to divest. What does that mean for my congregation?
What do we do now?
And I think we're at a place right now where individuals and communities understand the whys. If you've been reading the paper at all, you can figure it out pretty easily, the why and the value behind doing it.
But the
values, exactly. And so the question immediately becomes how? What does this really mean? And I can't answer that question because as an individual, I need to do this. It's sort of like we all just kind of looked at each other and said, we need to do this. Who knows how to do this?
Right.
What does this even mean? And so it has been an incredible blessing, truly, to meet you, Pete, and to learn about Krull Company and the incredible portfolio packages that you've already been working on. And I think bringing in an expert, that's what we work to do. So NCIPL doesn't talk about the Clean Power Plan as the expert. We bring in the Natural Resources Defense Council and Environmental Defense Fund, and we bring in the best. And so that's what I feel like we're doing. And I feel really confident that we'll be able to put together a program so that congregational members can literally learn step one, step two. First of all, what does divestment really even mean? Are we all on the same page with this? And then how do we go about this? And as you mentioned, the congregational endowment piece, but then the individual investment piece. And I personally believe, knowing and having worked with congregations for years now, that it's going to take the individuals to be the sort of, the champions, to go through it themselves and really have the joy of learning and being so proud of investing with their values, that then they'll be able to come back and really champion the process that it will take for congregations to really go through the steps, which is a little bit different. But I think what we could see in the short term is a real shift in conversations around money in the church and in the temple and in the mosque. And this is something, stewardship, I often remind environmental groups that stewardship means something very different in a faithful setting. It is connected to money inherently, and there's a long tradition there, and it's also hard to talk about. And
people don't want to talk about it.
It's tough. It's tough, and it's something that they don't want to be publicly talking about.
And there's a lot of inertia connected with it as well. We run into that often, where folks are like, "We'll do it next year. We'll do it next year," and you're 5 years down the road, and you're still in the companies that you didn't want to own in the first place.
Yeah, and I think when we connect the dots, which when we talk about the climate connection and everything that we do, folks are wanting and they're just desperate for something to do today. And this is something that we can start today that we will see immediate returns on, not necessarily, money-wise, but living with purpose.
Absolutely, because we've shown that the returns that you get when you either invest with your values or you invest traditionally are pretty much at the same level. You're not going to get much better, but you're also not going to get
So
worse.
why wouldn't you do it?
Exactly.
It's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm super excited about this partnership.
Great.